Welcome to Timeless Audiobook, Lights Out, an Into Darkness novel by Navessa Allen. Lights Out, an Into Darkness novel begins by plunging readers into a shadowy world where survival is not guaranteed and every choice has devastating consequences. Navessa Allen weaves a gripping tale of darkness and hope, where the boundary between friend and foe blurs, and the fight to protect what remains tests the limits of humanity. This is not just a story of apocalypse, but one of fierce resilience, raw emotions, and unexpected alliances. From the first page, the tension builds relentlessly, inviting the audience to step into a dystopian landscape where every light flickers on the edge of extinction. The novel opens in a world plunged into chaos after a catastrophic event that has turned cities into ghost towns and survivors into desperate fighters. Amid this turmoil, we meet our protagonist, whose name resonates with strength and determination. She is a young woman grappling with loss but driven by a fierce desire to protect those she loves. The world she once knew has crumbled, leaving behind ruins inhabited by shadowy threats and lurking dangers. In this new reality, light is scarce and hope even scarcer, but her spirit refuses to be extinguished as the story unfolds. Navessa Allen paints a vivid picture of this broken world through the eyes of her heroine. Every street corner, every abandoned building tells a story of despair and struggle. The air is thick with fear, but also with a stubborn will to endure. Our protagonist's journey is not a simple one. It is fraught with peril at every turn. She navigates this treacherous terrain, learning to read signs of danger and to trust her instincts above all else. Along the way, she encounters other survivors, each shaped by the apocalypse in different ways. Some are allies, others enemies, and some who fall into shades of gray that challenge her ability to judge right from wrong. One of the most compelling aspects of Lights Out is its exploration of human nature under extreme conditions. The story delves deep into the psyche of those who have lost everything, examining how far people will go to survive, to protect, and to reclaim a semblance of normalcy. Trust becomes a precious commodity, and betrayal is never far behind. The protagonist must constantly weigh her choices, often forced into impossible decisions that test her morals and values. These internal conflicts add layers of complexity to her character, making her more than just a survivor, but a fully realized individual wrestling with her own fears and hopes. The atmosphere of the novel is haunting and immersive. Navessa Allen's descriptions bring to life a world where darkness is both literal and metaphorical. The encroaching shadows represent not only the loss of light, but the encroachment of despair and violence. Yet, even amidst this gloom, moments of beauty and tenderness shine through. The relationships that form between characters, whether fragile or fierce, remind listeners that humanity persists even when the world is falling apart. These bonds provide emotional anchors that elevate the story beyond a simple survival tale into a meditation on connection and resilience. Conflict drives the plot forward with unrelenting intensity. The protagonist faces external threats from hostile survivors, dangerous creatures, or unknown forces that seem to thrive in the darkness. Each confrontation is charged with suspense and danger, keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. At the same time, there are internal battles, fear, doubt, and grief that she must overcome to stay focused on her mission. The tension between hope and despair creates a dynamic rhythm in the narrative that keeps the audience deeply engaged. The pacing of Lights Out is masterfully handled. The novel balances moments of heart-pounding action with quieter, introspective scenes. These quieter moments provide essential breathing space and character development, allowing the listener to connect more deeply with the protagonist and her world. The story's twists and turns are skillfully woven, delivering surprises without feeling forced or contrived. Each revelation adds new dimensions to the plot and characters, enriching the experience and maintaining a steady momentum. One of the defining qualities of Navessa Allen's writing is her ability to create vivid and believable characters. The protagonist is layered and compelling, shaped by her past, but not defined by it. She is courageous but flawed, resilient but vulnerable. The supporting cast is equally well drawn, each with their own motivations and backstories that add richness to the narrative. Relationships are nuanced and authentic, from tentative friendships to fierce rivalries. This character-driven approach ensures that the story resonates emotionally, making the stakes feel real and urgent. The themes explored in Lights Out resonate far beyond its dystopian setting. It is a story about loss and redemption, about the power of hope in the darkest times. It asks profound questions about what it means to be human when the structures of society collapse. The novel challenges readers to consider the cost of survival and the sacrifices required to protect those we care about. It also highlights the strength found in community and the enduring spirit that can emerge even in the bleakest circumstances. Throughout the narrative, symbolism enriches the storytelling. Light and darkness serve as recurring motifs, representing more than just physical phenomena. They symbolize knowledge and ignorance, safety and danger, hope and despair. The interplay of these elements underscores the novel's deeper messages, inviting reflection as well as entertainment. This layered storytelling makes Lights Out a compelling audiobook choice for listeners who appreciate narratives that offer both thrilling plots and meaningful insights. As the novel approaches its climax, tension escalates to a fever pitch. The protagonist faces her greatest challenges yet, pushing her to her limits both physically and emotionally. Decisions made in these moments carry heavy consequences, and the outcomes are uncertain until the very end. The narrative arc culminates in a powerful conclusion that is both satisfying and thought-provoking. It resolves major plot lines while leaving room for reflection and, potentially, future stories in this hauntingly crafted universe. In conclusion, Lights Out, an Into Darkness novel by Navessa Allen, is a gripping journey into a shattered world, where light flickers precariously against the overwhelming darkness. It is a story that combines edge-of-your-seat suspense with deep emotional resonance. The richly drawn characters, immersive setting, and thoughtful themes come together to create a novel that captivates and moves its audience. Listeners of the audiobook will find themselves transported into a world both terrifying and hopeful, challenged to consider what it truly means to survive and to hold on to humanity in the face of oblivion. For anyone drawn to dystopian fiction, filled with heart, suspense, and moral complexity, Lights Out offers a compelling and unforgettable experience. Navessa Allen's skillful storytelling invites the audience to not only witness a fight for survival, but to feel it deeply, making this audiobook a must-listen for those who crave adventure, emotion, and thought-provoking narratives. The novel's powerful message about resilience, trust, and the enduring human spirit lingers long after the final page, leaving listeners eager for more.